Hey guys, what's going on? My name's Akil, and I just got done watching Elevation. This is that Anthony Mackie sci-fi movie I was talking about. If you guys remember, I recently said I would try and see it, and I did. So there's that. But anyway, I just got done watching it, and I watched it because the trailer made it look interesting, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll check it out. It's got Anthony Mackie in it. I like him. I mean, I don't think I've seen him anything outside of the MCU films. I have to think about it. Maybe in that one war movie or something. I can't remember what it's called. But regardless, though, I watched it and unfortunately, I'm disappointed yet again. And it has the same problem that Venom: The Last Dance has. And I'll explain what it is when we get to the negatives. But for my pre-rating score for Elevation, I'm gonna say that it's an okay movie. It's an okay movie, guys. It's alright. It's not that good. It's not that special, but it's alright. It's right down the middle for me. So there's that. Now, the story of this movie is very simple. It's in this post-apocalyptic type of setting where these creatures are roaming around the earth, and there's only a small amount of people left on the planet, and they stay in the Anthony Mackie and the characters in this movie stay in like this like far away like place like up north, like up in Alaska or something like that. I believe it's Alaska, and basically down below as well the creatures are roaming and they have to get down for a specific reason. And it's one of those movies where we definitely seen before, like they have this one mission and they have to go against everything, and stuff happens along the way. And this movie definitely has that predictable feel to it. Like I knew what was kind of going to happen at certain times, but at the same time there were times where I was like, okay, that's kind of shocking, I guess. There's even a post credit scene or mid credit scene, which is so random because I doubt this movie will ever get a sequel. But hey, at least they decided to throw it in there. Fun fact, this is the same guy who made The Adjustment Bureau back in like 2011 or 2012 with Matt Damon and Emily Blunt. I've not seen that movie, but that film made over 100 mil when it came out. And now he's doing this. And this movie kind of tanked at the box office, which is unfortunate. But maybe he was a lot younger then. I don't know. Maybe age plays into a thing. But hey, who am I to judge, right? If Ridley Scott can make movies like Napoleon and Gladiator and The Last Year at his age, why can't anyone else, right? But anyway, the story is very simple. It's a very simple story, and it's a pretty much at the end of the day a father trying to take care of his son. So there's that. Now, getting into the positives of the movie, which there isn't a lot of things that actually stand out, if I'm going to be honest with you. But again, I don't think it's that bad. It's not all that bad, I would say. One thing that did stand out to me, I should say, in this movie is the directing. It's a very well directed film. I give credit to George Nolfi, I think that's his name, George Nolfi. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, you can see in the description like how to say and spell his name. Whatever, George Nolfi, I believe that's his name. He did a good job directing this movie. There's some really nice like sweeping tracking shots, one shots, and I love that. Like I love when directors just change it up a bit and it makes it more visceral and intense. And I'm a sucker for one shots. I don't care what it is. I love one shots. They add so much like I don't know if depth is the right word, but obviously for one, it's like their POV, like that character point of view. Even though we're like behind them, or sometimes usually from their point of view, and that makes it all the more intense and thrilling. And I love that. But POV shots, or should I say, one shots that fall like a character make it really immersive and intense, and I love that. And there were some good ones here, but the way he moved the camera around and all that was really well done. Speaking of the camera work and the way the movie looked overall, the cinematography was awesome. I love the look of this film. It's a very well shot movie. Right from the opening frame, like the first frame you see, there's no like the title cards, and there's a bit of voiceover at the start of the film, I would say. But past that, the first frame alone, I was like, wow, this is a very well shot movie, and I have to give them credit for it. Maybe it's because it's a 4K transfer or whatever, but whatever. Still, regardless, it's a very well shot movie. And finally, for positives, there was some good acting. Anthony Mackie actually did a good job here, as did Monica Baccarin. Again, I apologize if I mispronounce her name. And that's it. Everyone else is just fine. There's a girl also in this movie. She was okay. She felt very stereotypical to me. But I thought the main two leads that you see in the poster, they actually did a pretty damn good job. I was surprised at times in terms of her range. Like, not Monica. Oh, sorry, it's Morena. What am I saying? Not Monica Baccarin. It's Morena Baccarin. Whatever. Her range. There was some like moments I was like, wow, okay, she went there. And she, if you've seen in the Deadpool films, she's just used there as like love interest, eye candy, whatever. But here, she actually had some depth to her, and I love that. They also kind of made her like a badass action type of heroine, and I don't mind that. I would say, like, I'm a sucker for like when chicks do badass things and all that. Like Ana de Armas and Ballerinas Curry gonna like steal the show, I would say. But anyway, I'm sidetracking. Point is that there was some good acting in this movie. Now, negatives. Here we go, guys. The story. Oh my god. This story, I don't even know what to say. There was a story in this movie, but at the same time, was there really? It was just pretty much, alright, let's go save my son, and that's it. The story is very simple, but at the same time, though, it's like, there's so much more you could do with it, with these creatures and roaming around the earth. You chose to do this story? Really? Why? Like this, I'm a sucker for this type of movie, don't get me wrong, but it was just executed kind of poorly, if I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if it was the script, if it was the direction, or the director, George Nolfi, but still. And Anthony Mackie is one of the producers on this film, which is crazy. I don't know why he chose to do this. Maybe, definitely not for a paycheck. That I can guarantee you. If not, it'll be some big budget film for sure. But not to say that he wouldn't want to do it for a paycheck, but at the same time, like, maybe he did it because he felt interested in it. And I do like it when actors really feel interested in something that they have to like be involved like creatively, like producer or executive producer, which fun fact, he's one of the executive producers of Captain America Brave New World, which I love that. Like Scarlett Johansson was for Black Widow, producer or executive producer. I think Jeremy Renner was for the Hawkeye show as well. But anyway, again, I'm sidetracking. The story in this movie was just really all over the place. Speaking of being all over the place, the pacing, good lord, this had the same problem that Venom The Last Dance did. And this is an even shorter movie too. With credits, it's like an hour and a half. Without credits, it's not even that. It's like 84 minutes long. Of course, there's a post mid-credits in there, but still. But even then, like, it's so damn short. It's shorter than Venom The Last Dance, and yet it kind of felt slow at times. Now, I'm not expecting this to be always action, 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 but at least make it kind of interesting. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like at times they weren't really doing much with some of the characters. And speaking of characters, this is a nice segue for my final, not positives, negative. I was almost going to say positive. Sorry, I apologize. But my final negative of this film is that the characters, man, this movie needed better characters. The characters were so, like, one-dimensional, I felt like at times. Like, you understood where they were coming from, but at the same time, it was just kind of basic. Which I'm not saying, like, I could do any better. I'm not saying that, but, like, at least give them some more depth and make us actually can sympathize with them. It feels like they chose, like, the basic characters ever, but I get it, though. It's not hard to come up with something original nowadays, let alone original and different type of like characters that we haven't really seen before, but at least make them kind of sympathetic, likable, or hateable. I feel like all the characters in this movie, or like the main three, I would say, that go on this journey, I would say, they feel very like cookie cutter, like the dad that's very desperate, and then the woman that is just thrown in there just for the sake of it, and then there's one that's kind of neutral. It just felt like, oh, okay, really, we're doing this? Sure, why not? And I'm not trying to bash, the writer and the director, but they could have definitely done something a little more different. But overall, guys, Elevation was alright. It was okay. It is what it is. It's unfortunate that this movie is not all that good. Hey, at least Venom was better than this, so there's that. So as a final score, I'm going to give Elevation a 5 out of 10. Sorry if I dragged this out for as long as it was, like I did for my TV ranking, but, sometimes I do ramble. I've said that many times before, and I apologize. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on Elevation. It gets a 5 out of 10 for me. What do you guys think about this movie, guys? I've got my tickets for Sonic 3 and Mufasa, seeing it on Tuesday. Cannot wait to see both those, especially Sonic. I'm so excited for that film. I don't care, even though that's a kid's movie, so is Mufasa. But I've heard both are actually quite good, especially Sonic, so there's that. And I actually kind of got spoiled in the post-credit scenes. It's whatever, guys. But anyway, Elevation, would I recommend it? Maybe. But some people actually don't mind this movie. Like, it has a 5.6 on IMDb, but if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, the audience score is 80%, so there's that. But guys, those are my thoughts on Elevation. Tell me in the comments down below how do you feel about this movie. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. My name is Akil, otherwise known as the Comic Director, and I'm signing out.